once had a dream where I was inside this mansion, and there's a lot of nefarious and evil things being done in this mansion. And I was a part of it. I was a slave to the mansion. And I knew this. I was aware of this. And I realized I needed to get freedom. I needed to get out. In the dream, I felt that deeply. And I didn't know where to go. I was aware that at every corner there was somebody sort of blocking the ways to leave this mansion. And so I went on top of a bed and I laid on it. And inside the dream, I told myself, I'm going to call upon the name of I am. And I started to feel myself to be free. And I kept feeling myself to be free. All of a sudden, I found myself leaving this place. I found myself in front of a door that was unguarded. I maneuvered my way out. And I escaped this mansion. And I was running. And I found my freedom. I was running away and running away and running away. And I was thinking about how the name worked. I called upon the name and it worked. But then, while I was running, I started to doubt the name. I really started to question it. And I said, am I really free? What if they come back and get me? What if they catch up and track me down and find me? And then the moment I started thinking that, these people that were in the mansion grabbed me and caught me and put me right back. And I doubted the one name that worked. I called upon the name and then I started to doubt the name. And so I went right back into where I was at. Now, I woke up from that moment, but the dream wasn't trying to scare me. I didn't feel afraid or anything. I just saw that I wasn't using the name of I am correctly because I wasn't remaining loyal to it. I was doubting it. And by my doubt, I went back. But I knew that the moment I went back, I can call upon the name again and again and again until I get it right, until I finally remain loyal and I stop doubting this name. And so that dream is you can see how that relates to this world. In a sense, we're always remaining loyal to some idea of ourselves. And if we are in a place that feels entrapping, we want freedom. But what we'll do is we'll go to some outside God, we'll go to some outside person to find our freedom in that. Or we'll want that thing to give us the freedom we want to give ourselves. Or we wait and wait for somebody to come and free us. When really we should call upon the one name that works, and that name is I am. And it's not a string of words, it's not something you say with your lips, it's an awareness of being. What am I aware of being? And I call upon that name of freedom. I want freedom, so I want to be freed. I imagine myself free. I imagine myself being free in spite of my circumstances, in spite of the senses of the day, in spite of the reason of the day, in spite of the politics of the day. I imagine myself the way I want to be. And so I said this before, is that you want to use the words of Christ where he says, whatsoever you desire, believe I have it and I will. And you want to choose these words every day as your own, as if you said them. And you live upon them daily. And you choose those words despite of the senses. You don't choose the senses. You don't choose the reason. You call upon the name of I am. And if I want freedom, I don't go to anything external to me to find it. I believe in my own freedom by assuming myself to already be freed. And in that case, that dream was a very important dream to me because I was in a circumstance that was very entrapping. And regardless of it, I believed in that name. And so wherever you're at right now, you can practice believing in the name of I am. And this is the only name that works. The crystals won't do it. The cards that we're flipping won't do it. I won't find it there. I won't find it in a temple or a building. I won't find it in some leader. What I'm looking for is within me. And it's asleep in a sense. The state I want to be is sleeping, and it's asking for me to wake it up. I arouse it within me by believing myself to already be that thing. Now, in my case, I doubted it. I believed it for a moment, and I got the freedom I wanted, but I doubted it, and I went right back. But this place is a school. It's a school. This dream is a school, and we're We have to learn to use this name of I am effectively, and we do that by remaining loyal to it. Now, if we falter, if we fail in believing in it or trusting it, you simply go back and do it again until you get it right. Until you get it right. There's no failure truly. You keep going back and using this name until you finally believe in it and remain loyal to it. That's what we're doing. And so in this case, this mansion, these evil acts in this mansion were putting me in a state of really feeling like a slave. And it put me in a state of feeling stuck and trapped. And I knew intuitively I wanted my own freedom back. And regardless of what was showing me, I did not allow that to decide who I was going to be inside. But I didn't go to some external God. I went to the only one I knew, which was my own I amness. We're told that's God's name. And that's the name forever. Now I can go astray and leave that name behind. Maybe I won't take it. I will say, well, I'll take a different name. And then next thing you know, we find ourselves believing in all sorts of gods and all sorts of objects because we don't believe in the name of I am. We don't want that to be our God. But I really do urge you to trust in that name. And you'll see you're trusting in yourself, essentially. But in my case, I faltered a bit. I became afraid that it could be stripped from me, that the freedom I'm assuming myself to be could be stripped from me and taken from me. And I didn't realize that I was the one doing it by doubting it. The moment I doubted my own I amness, my own freedom, I was the one who took it away. I was the one who put myself back in that mansion. And I can take that and apply it to my life, and you can apply it to your life wherever you're at. Call upon this name and use this name wisely. And take this name in love, which is to not take it in fear. Don't be afraid of the name. Don't be afraid of changing the name or using it. And I want to reiterate this point, is that in spite of the senses of the day, in spite of the reason of the day, you will live upon these words that whatsoever I desire, I'll believe I have it, and I will. You will live upon these words as if they're your own words, as if you said it. You choose it daily. In spite of everything, you live upon this new premise in life. And you will call upon the only name you know to call upon, which is I am. And when you start to call upon this name and it starts working, you will realize that your own freedom, or the thing you would desire to be, is always within you. It's not outside of you. So you don't have to go outside to find what it is you want to be. It will forever be within you, and you cannot lose it. You cannot lose these things. You can only believe in them again. You might forget them, but remember that you are free. It's another way of saying it. If you forget your own freedom, you forget you do what I do, and you misuse the name of I am by doubting it. Just go back into believing it again. Trust in it entirely again, and live your life upon this name. So I'm going to end that one here. I just wanted to share this dream with you and hopefully motivate you to trust in this name and believe in it and not doubt it like I did. But if you do, just go back to believing in it again. So I appreciate you guys listening. And I also do live streams, one-on-ones. And if you want to join, if you want to do all that, just go to the description. I appreciate you guys purchasing the book. I hope that it's helpful. If you want to buy that as well, it's in the description. But again, trust in this name. It's the only name that works truly.